Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jingle, and today I'm going to be doing a showcase slash review of a new bust that I just got in, and I'm super excited about it. I've actually been wanting it for a very long time, but before we get into what that is, please remember to like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. If you're interested in more horror content or collectible reviews like this, stay tuned because I have a lot more on the way, but let's get into it. So, one of my favorite horror franchises of all time is hands down the Friday the 13th series. I have a couple 1/6 scale custom Jason figures in my collection, and I've been eyeing this bust from Scarewear Productions for a very long time. Now, the company is ran by one guy, I believe, and he makes busts from all the Friday the 13th movies and like Nightmare on Elm Street and even more stuff than that. But I've been eyeing this one in particular because it's one of my favorite unmasked looks of Jason, and the bust is just so insanely screen accurate. I had to get it. I'm super hyped that it's finally mine. I actually managed to find one secondhand from a guy selling it in a Facebook group I'm in. So I just had to jump at the opportunity. So the bust that we're going to be taking a look at is the Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, Jason end scene bust. And I already had a hockey mask to go on him, so I just bought the bust itself from a guy, and he actually provided a shirt too that's all weathered up, because I believe the actual bust itself doesn't come with anything but just the resin piece. But yeah, so I already had my own mask from the Devil's Latex, who goes by, or his real name is Steve Bellamy, but I actually bought a Jason Part 4 hood from him a few years ago, and I was Jason for Halloween. I already had the mask, and unfortunately, this mask on the bust is not accurate to the end scene of the film because the Part 4 mask and the end scene is missing like the red designs on the cheeks. They're all like weathered and washed away from like all the battle damage and stuff that Jason takes in the movie. But I already had a mask and I was like, I don't need two Part 4 masks right now. So I just decided to stick with my own. But I'm most likely going to be displaying him without the mask on and just the mask next to it because it looks so amazing. But before we get into the bust, let me show you some of the stuff it came with. So the guy actually had a 3D printed stand. So he was nice enough to throw that in for me. And it comes with this really cool 3D printed Friday the 13th, the final chapter, like banner. So that's really awesome. It looks really, really clean and it's well done and super well cut. And then whenever you buy a bust from Scarewear, you also get this little like keychain thing, which I'm probably never going to use, but it's cool to display it next to it. I really like displaying like the COAs or like parts of the company next to the piece or the custom artist next to the piece, just so you know like where it came from and the spot deserves, or the spot they deserve in your collection. You also get like this 3D printed Scarewear Productions like medallion type thing, which is pretty cool. But without further ado, let's get into the bust itself. This thing is 1-to-1 scale, so I'm gonna try to show you guys it without without having to stand up and stuff. So this is what he looks like with his mask on. I had to leave a surprise for when we unmask it, but this is the masked version of him. He looks so awesome. The mask from Devil's Latex lines up perfectly with the cut on his head, which is so awesome. And like the eyeballs line up perfectly with the cuts in the mask. But like I said, this is not accurate to the end scene because in the end scene, he is missing these red parts of the mask. They've been like all weathered off and stuff. But like, just look at this thing. The weathering on the shirt is really well done too. I'm really lucky that the guy had a shirt already, so he threw that in for me. And then on the back of him, he's got like some strands of hair, and I believe it's real hair. It's super, super nasty looking. And you can kind of see a little bit of the cut right there, which is so awesome. So he gets cut without the mask on. And before we unveil the sculpt underneath, I just want to show you guys a little clip from the movie in case you haven't seen it or need a refresher. Check this out. That is so awesome, and that look for Jason Unmasked is honestly the most iconic one in my opinion. Besides a New Blood and like the shock factor that the New Blood Jason had, I did actually have a 1/6 scale custom Part 4 figure in my collection, but I sold it. I needed some money, and someone offered me a decent amount for it, so I had to let it go. But I wanted this. I wanted this Part 4 or like a representation of Part 4 back in my collection. So I just had to jump at this when it came up. So I'm going to take his mask off and I'm going to show you guys what he looks like underneath the mask, the man beneath the mask. Tell me what you think of this, guys. It is absolutely amazing. It is insanely well done and detailed. I absolutely love. We'll start off with the side. The machete cut is all wet and it's just disgusting, and the blood paintwork is next level. It's absolutely amazing. Like, the only thing that could make this even better would be if like you could actually slot a machete in there and have him like slide down it or something to recreate that end scene. That would be so awesome. But and like just look at his teeth. They are so well done. And like there's like drool coming out the side of his mouth right there on his lip. If you can see that, it's so insanely detailed and well done. And his teeth are just disgusting. And then he's got like this yellowing on his glass eyeball. Now, Scarewear does make a like non-battle damage version of this, which is really cool too. He's got both of his eyes, but I really liked the gash look in the side of the head. I absolutely love that. But this bust is just next level, guys. I'm super excited to have it in my collection, and I want to get more from Scarewear now. Honestly, as far as like 1-to-1 scale busts go, his prices are very reasonable in my opinion. And like I said, he has a bust for like every Friday the 13th film that you can think of. So you could collect all of them if you really wanted to. But I just really wanted this Part 4 bust. I've been eyeballing it for a very long time. I also have a Jason Takes Manhattan figure, which I believe we've done a figure showcase on, and a New Blood figure, which I hope to do a showcase on in the future for you guys. If you guys are Friday the 13th fans, let me down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite Friday the 13th movie is. Let me know if you think this bust is super sick, because I think that he did an absolutely phenomenal job on this, and I'm super hyped to have it. I just wanted to come on here and show that to you guys. I think it's so awesome. If you could please remember to subscribe to my channel before you go, that would be so amazing. And stay tuned for more stuff like this. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.